Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach, aka Lambo13, and today I'm going to be talking about the Samsung QLED TV Forza Motorsport 7 car pack. That's quite a mouthful, but I will be looking at each car in depth, seeing what upgrades they get, what paint jobs they get, and how they handle out on the track. So, without further ado, let's get started. So the first car is the Alfa Romeo, and as you can see we have a couple different engine swaps we can do all the way up to a V12, so it can really make any type of power you want to put in. And also you can get an all-wheel drive option, which is different from the rear-wheel drive that it comes stock. Front bumper, we just get the Forza chin splitter like always, and for the spoiler we get a larger Forza spoiler, of course, like always. For paint, you get a couple different manufacturer colors, and I actually really fell in love with this secondary red. But very nice colors from Alfa. Forza, again, does a great job actually showing off the colors of the car. Alright, so out on the track, obviously the car sounds great. The car handles great. It's actually pretty quick. It is the Quadrifoglio, so it has a little bit more spunk to it than the regular Giulia. But it's a lot of fun out on the track, and like I said, it's rear-wheel drive. You can kick the back end out, and definitely the car looks great. The interior looks great. It's a very well put together car, and I'm really happy that it's here in the game. Although it's not my favorite car in this pack, it definitely is a good addition to the game. I really like the look of this car, and it's kind of a new and up-and-coming car, which I'm really glad that Forza's putting cars like that into the game. Up next, we have the Fiat 124 Spider, and as you can see, we can have a couple different engine options, which most surprisingly was the 4-rotor racing engine. You can actually rotary swap it, which is really cool, but this car in real life shares a platform with the new Mazda Miata, so it kind of makes sense. You can all-wheel drive swap it, as you can see, and I'll look at the body modifications here. Just a little chin splitter, the Forza chin splitter, and then of course the Forza wing, which looks enormous on this car. We'll get over here to paints now. You have a couple different paint job options, all with striping options. Really cool. You can get a really clean look, and you can go for a couple different looks like that. Really great job on the paint. So like I was saying earlier, this car actually shares an interior in real life. It shares a chassis with the Mazda MX-5, the brand new ND. As you can see, I switch over to an ND in the game, and you can notice the center screen, the center dials, and the actual layout of the interior is the same, which is really cool. I hope Forza actually does more things like this, vehicles that share chassis. It would be pretty easy for them to put into the game. I know they have to change the outsides and the sound of the engine, give it a little bit more power, but other than that, I think it's a really cool idea. I'd love to see some Mercury versions of Fords, or if they put, you know, like a Ford Ranger in, then also put the Mazda B2000 pickup truck, because it's really just a couple outside differences. And I'd really like to see Forza start doing that, because that's easy to not only put one car in the game, but then you put another car in the game with probably less than a day's work for a graphical design artist. Again, I'm not a graphical design artist for a video game, but I imagine it can't be too hard to just tweak some exterior bits a little bit. So this is the 2015 Honda Ridgeline Baja truck, which is really cool. It doesn't have any upgrades, actually, unfortunately. You can do tires and stuff like I'm showing here, and there aren't any paint jobs that you can do, unfortunately. The livery is pretty cool, and of course, you can paint it. The interior of this thing actually is really cool. You could see a co-driver's seat that actually you could see the rev counters and everything. Very detailed. I'm very glad that this truck is in the game. It's a really cool addition. Obviously a Baja truck is always going to be fun. You get tons of suspension travel and that sort of thing, but I really wish that there was a better place to use this. I wish that they added a Baja track. I'm not sure if there's any like really famous Baja tracks that you could implement into the game, but I think that would be a lot of fun to actually use this truck to its full potential. I know in the past in Horizon we've gotten Storm Island and Blizzard Mountain, where we can actually kind of test off-road cars, but on tracks, I mean, there's really not a huge point to have these Baja trucks besides just expressing yourself online. That's really the only reason I could see having these in the game, is to have variety and whatnot. But it's a very cool car. As you saw in the beginning, it has that cool side exit exhaust, which I really like. Next up, we have the Maserati 250F, and to be honest, well, first of all, you can supercharge it, which is actually really cool. You can supercharge such an old car, but you don't get any engine swaps, and then that's it. You don't really get any other, not only color choices, but upgrades. So I'm really glad that Forza put this car into the game as well. As you guys may have read, either in the title or description or whatnot, I'm really glad that this might be one of the best Forza car packs we've gotten in a very long time. I love the side exhaust. Well, really, they go down the body of the car. This car actually drifts fairly decently because of those thin wheels. You don't have much traction at all. But I was actually pleasantly surprised when I drove this car. I usually don't drive cars first person, but I switched this car to first person when I was just kind of driving around, and it's a lot of fun because you can see everything, and obviously you don't have bugs flying in your face or whatever, but it really adds a really cool kind of feel to the game. And as well as if you guys have ever done any of the heritage races, they're a lot of fun. The open wheel, if you smash into someone, your wheels will actually kind of lock into one another, and you'll actually spin out. And these are kind of hard to control. As you can see, I'm kind of sliding all over the place. Here's a look at the first person view. It looks really cool. You feel like you're in a little rocket ship and you just see the two wheels out in front of you. So this was actually the most surprising vehicle of the pack that I actually really enjoyed. I really didn't think I would like this car that much, but it is a ton of fun just to rip around on, and I'm sure with a supercharger it would be off the chain. Now this is another interesting car. Obviously you can't get any upgradable parts, and you can't upgrade the livery. You cannot, not can. But I mean, the car looks great. I didn't expect this to be in a car pack, but look at the rear end of that. It is so huge and so boxy. And the interior is very old racer style, which is really cool. You got this big ventilation tube and whatnot. Probably not the most memorable car for the pack, at least for me, but it is dang quick for a 1984, and definitely really cool that they've added variety. I keep saying that in this car pack, they really definitely added variety, and I think they really hit it spot on with the cars. For a first car pack, minus the Fate of the Furious pack, but that came out at launch, the first actual car pack after launch, I think they did a really good job. No little useless hatchbacks like they did in Forza. Although Forza Horizon 3 started off strong and the car packs kind of got weak as it went on. So we're going to have to see if that happens again in Forza 7. So for the Porsche race car, obviously, again, it's a race car, so we don't have any upgrades. We can't engine swap or anything like that. We can upgrade the engine, and of course, no livery. Those quad exhaust pipes are absolutely awesome. This car looks really cool. I didn't notice until I got it out on the track that the headlights are way down low. And it's cool to have these older style racing cars. Very cool. Like I said, you can still see the stock lines of like a 911 or 936, but obviously super wide bodied. I thought wide bodying today, like BRZ, you know, Rocket Bunny kits were wide. These things are wide. These are wide body kits, guys. I guess Rocket Bunnies don't even mean anything anymore. Really cool car to put into the game. I like those headlights really down low. And I'm so glad that they're putting Porsches in the game without making you do ridiculous things to get them or buying a pack on their own just to have a car manufacturer. I really hope they don't do that with Toyota, but we'll talk about that later on in the video. Speaking of Toyota, and we are onto the Toyota Arctic truck. Couple different options. You can go up to a 7-liter V8 in this bad boy, which is absolutely cool, but the car sounds great as it is, or truck, I'm sorry. I'm going to refer to it as a car, but, you know, whatever. I'm not actually sure what a 7.0-liter V8H is, but that's cool. You can swap it to rear-wheel drive. Not really sure why you would. This is the cool part. You can get a couple different bumpers, a more updated LED light bar, or an older style, more reminiscent of the Toyota Hilux that took Top Gear to the North Pole, which I think is really cool. I liked it so much, I decided to keep it on. Again, you can get a hitch on the back with a little added off-road bumper. Again, I like that, so I put that on there. And then for side skirts, you can get mud flaps, which, like I said with the Baja truck, it's really cool that you can do this, but it kind of sucks that you can't actually really use them for their purpose of 4x4. It would be fun if they added just like a test track that had, you know, dirt jumps and bogs and whatnot, but a couple different colors. I'm sorry, I don't know why I didn't go to those that last green and blue color. But the SUV sounds great. It looks great. It's really cool that you can add those bumpers to add a little bit of flair. I could totally see this having a livery on it that's all muddy or whatnot. But again, with that same that I said with the Baja truck, I wish that there was some area where we could actually utilize the off-road vehicles. I know in the past all the Forza Motorsports have had off-road vehicles for quite a few games now. But in the actual motorsport games, we can't really use them, which is sad. So I hope that maybe they'll add some like proving grounds or something we can actually use these to their full potential. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys learned something about the Samsung QLED TV Forza Motorsport car pack. But again, hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.